What's up? What's good, everybody? Who's ready to take a trip down memory lane? Because today we're revisiting Grandma's kitchen. Today on Cooking with Tammy, I'm going to show you how to make quick and easy crispy corn fritters, just like Grandma used to make it back in the day. So with all of that being said, let's introduce these ingredients and get to cooking. We're going to be using corn along with baking powder, granulated sugar, melted butter, ground black pepper, along with whole milk, all-purpose flour, eggs. So with all of that being said, guys, let's get to cooking. This recipe is pretty much a dump and go recipe. You can customize it to your preference, make it yours. First thing we're going to do to a clean bowl is add our all-purpose flour along with our baking powder. Baking powder, not baking soda. Make sure you read that label carefully. We're also going to incorporate some granulated sugar. I'm just going to add a small amount because I don't want it to be too sweet. Because I want my corn fritter to have a little holiday pizzazz, I'm going to add some ground cinnamon. You can add ground cinnamon, garlic powder, onion powder, even Cajun seasoning, not to mention Creole seasoning, cayenne pepper, and black pepper. It's totally your preference and what you're going for. You can even go as far as adding your favorite cheeses, freshly chopped diced onions, and if you fancy, you can even add crab meat. Not to mention jalapenos for that extra spicy kick. It's all based on what you prefer. I'm going to incorporate the dry ingredients first before adding the other ingredients. Sometimes if you don't incorporate the dry ingredients, what's going to happen is before you add the wet ingredients, everything is going to be concentrated in one area. We're also going to add our whole milk along with our melted butter. I chose to use salted butter simply because I'm not adding any salt to this recipe. I'm just going to beat these eggs on up and add that as well. Once we're done, we're going to incorporate everything. Mix it on up really, really good. And once we're done, we're going to add our corn. When it comes to the corn, guys, let me tell you something. You could use any type of corn. You can use, let's see, frozen corn. The only difference is if you do use frozen corn, make sure you thaw it out first. If you use fresh corn, of course, you're going to cut it off the cob. And also, if you decide to use canned corn, which I'm using, you're going to definitely strain that corn off. Don't leave any left behind liquid on the corn, because what's going to happen is it's going to change the texture of your mixture once you incorporate it with the flour. We're going to mix it on up just a little bit more. However, we're not going to over mix it, because what's going to happen is you're going to over mix and you're going to activate the gluten that's in the flour, and you're going to have somewhat of a, how do I say this? It's not going to come out good. So definitely try your best not to over mix. This is the perfect texture right here. To a hot skillet, we're going to add a small drizzle of oil. However, don't add too little bit oil, but don't add too much oil, because we want the nice crispy edges. All right, that's the importance of a good fritter. The crispy edges and the inside has to be nice and soft. So adding just the right amount of oil would help you to accomplish that. Once we're done, we're going to take a spoonful of our mixture and we're just going to add it to the hot oil. Smash it on out just a little bit like this, just to spread it out into the pan. Once your pan is hot, these corn fritters, they fry up so quickly. All right, so be mindful of that. About 30 seconds to a minute and they're going to be ready to be flipped. We're going to allow it to cook for about another 30 seconds on the other side as well. Once we're done, we're going to remove them. If you want your fritters to remain nice and crispy, don't stack them on top of each other right away. Place it onto a cooling rack to allow any excess oil to drain off first. Then, once that happens, you can stack them, of course. Stack them like pancakes. Aren't they absolutely gorgeous? You can serve these corn fritters on up with sour cream, green onions, jalapeno jelly, or even candied bacon, regular bacon. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to serve mine up with some butter and some hot maple syrup, and boom, we're done, guys. Serve it on up however you prefer. As always, I'm your girl Cooking with Tammy, and I will definitely catch you guys in another video.